The Andretti Cadillac team, a thrilling joint partnership between American racing legend Andretti and the iconic American car makers General Motors, could soon be burning rubber alongside the top 10 teams in the world of Formula One. But the big question is, will General Motors be a mere badging exercise or a game-changing power unit provider? Let's find out. American racing legend turned team owner Michael Andretti has long harbored a dream of seeing his own team compete in the pinnacle of motorsport. After an unsuccessful attempt to take over Alfa Romeo, Andretti shifted gears and turned his focus to forming a new team called Andretti Global. This ambitious project received a significant boost earlier this year when FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem extended an invitation for expressions of interest from potential new teams in Formula One. Andretti wasted no time and seized the opportunity, joining forces with General Motors in a partnership that would propel their iconic Cadillac brand onto the F1 stage. Initially, there were murmurs suggesting that Cadillac's involvement might be a mere badging exercise, hinting at a less substantial commitment. However, recent updates have sparked excitement among fans as it was revealed that General Motors is fully invested in the team's operations. This development raises the tantalizing prospect of GM eventually evolving into a power unit manufacturer in its own right. To begin, let's take a look at why General Motors chose Andretti for its F1 entry bid. In contrast to its fierce American automotive rival Ford, which has predominantly established a commercial relationship with Red Bull powertrains, General Motors is actively seeking a substantial technical presence in Formula One. Eric Warren, the GM Motorsport Executive Director, who previously led the conglomerate's NASCAR program, revealed that an F1 engine program is currently being evaluated. Speaking to the media, Warren emphasized GM's desire to be involved in the entire car and design process, distinguishing their approach from simply white labeling an engine, a remark possibly aimed at Ford. Warren stated the interaction between Cadillac and Andretti will be throughout the vehicle. If the strong application submitted by Andretti Cadillac to the FIA results in their entry for the 2026 season, alongside other interested parties like Hi-Tech and Panthera Asia, the team will initially rely on a customer engine. Andretti's recently forged long-term partnership with Wayne Taylor Racing has established solid connections to Honda, a listed power unit manufacturer for 2026 under the Acura brand. However, with Red Bull now pursuing its own F1 engine development, there are uncertainties regarding Honda's future involvement in the top flight category. This situation leaves Renault as the most credible supply route for Andretti, but GM will consider its own engine program as soon as the 2027 campaign. With Warren explaining, looking beyond 2026, our view is that we want to get racing and making sure we are competitive, and then look in 2026 at what makes the most sense. When asked if GM would construct its own engine, Warren stated, "We could, of course. We can't by rule because the 2026 power unit manufacturers have been declared, so we would be looking at the earliest in 27. It is something we are looking at. We are looking at power units. Andretti has a power unit partner with which we can get racing quickly." Cadillac already constructs the 5.5-litre naturally aspirated V8 for its LMDH prototype via the GM Performance and Racing Center in Pontiac, Michigan. Asked if an F1 engine would also be done in-house, Warren said, "I think it's difficult for a manufacturer to say an engine is 100% in-house. They always have technical partners they work with, but I think we have capabilities that would be substantial to that. I think we could do that. Whether we chose to and what elements has yet to be determined." The 2026 engine regulations have notably ditched the expensive and complex motor generator unit, HEAT, which has paved the way for Volkswagen Group member Audi to enter via a works engine program and a majority investment in the Sauber team. Securing the support of General Motors was a significant triumph for Andretti, but the decision to partner with a new team instead of an existing one raises questions. After all, collaborating with an established outfit would seemingly offer a smoother pathway into Formula One, as seen with Audi's gradual acquisition of shares in the Sauber team. So why did General Motors choose Andretti over an alternative? Perhaps it is as simple as Formula One not being the only priority for General Motors. Being accepted into the sport in partnership with Andretti would be the preferred outcome, but a Formula One team would be sitting alongside the company's existing entries in various other motorsport series, including through its Chevrolet brand in NASCAR and IndyCar and Corvette in endurance racing. This is not the first time General Motors has flirted with the idea of entering Formula One. In the mid-2000s, the company engaged in discreet discussions with Bernie Ecclestone's management team exploring the possibility of an engine supply deal. At the time, General Motors envisioned investing around US $15 million to US $20 million in an engine program, supporting one team as a factory effort and serving at least 2 other teams as engine suppliers. However, this plan never materialized, and as Formula One moved away from the old V8 concept, General Motors recognized the need for a clear and sustainable path to success. This incident highlighted the company's willingness to walk away from any series it does not align appropriately with its objectives. Overseeing these developments was Chris Lenchensky. A seasoned figure in global racing from 2002 to 2008, Lenchensky served as the chief executive of Ski & Company, which acted as the global agency of record for General Motors Racing during that period. While Formula One is a different beast now under the ownership of Liberty Media, the approach of General Motors has not changed. As Lenchensky outlines, the company will not join the series to do laps at the back of the field. If its team is not challenging for podiums within 2 to 3 years, then General Motors will only view its potential entry as a failure. It's also worth noting that General Motors has decided to pursue this opportunity through its Cadillac brand because of the growth opportunities that it presents. Cadillac is the prestige brand for General Motors, but it has a relatively small market share outside of North America. There is also the opportunity to promote the brand beyond just a range of hulking SUVs. Still, the proposed Andretti Cadillac entry has not been greeted with universal excitement within Formula One. Reuters previously reported that a strong majority of the existing 10 teams are against expanding the grid and diluting their share of revenues. After all, Formula One is currently performing well from a commercial perspective, so that guarded response is understandable. Formula One chief executive Stefano Domenicali has also adopted a similar stance, stating at the end of last year that expanding beyond 10 teams is not a priority. However, not capitalizing on its growth in the US market could be viewed as a very short-sighted stance from Formula One or the teams being acutely aware of the impending date when the existing Concord agreement is up for renewal. The current US $200 million anti-dilution fee, the amount required to enter Formula One, is not seen as enough by the teams, especially as this was an arbitrary amount agreed in talks during the 2019 season. Now, with the series' popularity soaring, teams reportedly want this number to triple to US $600 million. However, this is Andretti Autosport, with support from the largest car manufacturer in the world and key backing from investment from Guggenheim Partners, which claims to have more than US $285 billion in assets. Whatever the fee ends up being is unlikely to be an issue. Plus, Liberty Media is a US-based company, so it is subject to the Sherman antitrust law, which is designed to promote fair competition. The mooted $600 million fee could be seen as an attempt to ring-fence Formula One and therefore monopolize the sport, so there's a chance it might not even happen. But Formula One teams also reportedly have a veto on any potential entrant to the sport, so it's possible that all this conjecture may come to nothing. Andretti was one of the big names on the grid for the Miami Grand Prix and provided an update to Sky Sports F1's Martin Brundle on the current status of their bid. The 60-year-old said, "We're working on it. We're in the middle of our process with the FIA. We are submitting our final paperwork this week and hopefully get an answer in the middle of July, so we're making good progress." Andretti broke ground on a 575,000 square foot base in Fishers, Indiana last December, which will host their current motorsport operation and any future F1 activities. Michael Andretti emphasized that work on the team is already underway, even without FIA and F1 approval. "We're building the team as we speak," the former F1 driver confirmed. He also mentioned plans to establish an engineering shop in England specifically for the F1 team, as he shared with US publication Racer. Additionally, Andretti expressed intentions to expand their operation to F2 and F3 should their F1 bid be approved, highlighting a comprehensive approach to nurturing talent. He explained, "If the F1 deal comes through, I want to include Formula 3 and Formula 2 as well. I aim to have control over bringing our drivers up through the system, ensuring they have top-notch equipment and receive the treatment they deserve." What's your thought about General Motors becoming a Formula One engine provider? Let us know in the comment section below. That will be all for today's video. Thanks for staying tuned. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so that you can always get to watch more amazing videos like this. See you in the next video.